People starting to whisper about it. He said you and Mase ain't cool. You want to address that? Because that's starting to leak on.
I just think, first of all, me and Mase is super duper cool. Like, that's my brother. Just because, see, what people have to realize is this, is that Mase and myself, we have business outside of it is what it is. And because if you notice, right, where do you see Mase at outside of it is what it is? Church. You don't see Mase hanging out in nobody's club. You don't see Mase. You might bump into Mason. I was surprised. I see the video. He was shopping and the kid seen him shopping and everything. I'm like, this nigga see Mase somewhere?
Camron just responded to one of the biggest rumors circulating in hip-hop, and now Dame Dash is being accused of trying to rewrite history. For years, fans have questioned whether Camron and Mase were secretly at odds behind the scenes. Then Dame Dash made a claim that immediately sparked debate across social media. But now Camron is setting the straight record, and he's not holding anything back. In his response, Camron addresses the rumors directly and explains what his relationship with Mase is actually like. He also pushes back on Dame Dash's comments, accusing him of spreading a false narrative, while sharing his side of what really happened behind the scenes during the making of Paid in Full. Some of the details have fans looking at the classic film from a completely different perspective.
Say this to y'all. First Take, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, shout out to ESPN, shout out to Big Perk, shout out to everybody over there at First Take, and especially Stephen A. Smith and ESPN for giving me an opportunity to come up there to show my knowledge on basketball. Not only that, show my personality and bring me back for, I think I was there 6-7 weeks. I really appreciate that. So I want to tell them thank you. And then shout out to Revolt. We're on Revolt right now for giving me opportunity, and of course Sin City, and once in a while, Larry and PT and my man Zeke for giving us opportunity too. But it's vacation time. I promise that you won't see me as much this summer. I don't plan on being on the internet all day. I'm gonna enjoy my summer. But September, we gonna be back to doing the same thing we've been doing again. So it's a long.
You're gonna be mad again.
So you got all summer, man. All summer, like I said, you got all summer to get it off your chest. I won't be on 5 days a week, like I usually am, 5-6 days a week. And I'm gonna enjoy my summer. I am. I'm not gonna sit here and pay attention to shit and everything else. So y'all got plenty of time to not see me as much as y'all usually see me.
I don't want Dane to, well, I don't care if you get mad, Dane, whatever, man. But it was two things that he said that I see. One thing he said is becoming, I wouldn't say a topic, but people starting to whisper about it. He said you and Mase ain't cool. You want to address that? Because that's starting to leak on. Like, I see somebody else talking about it, which I'm not going to name, but you want to address that or no?
I just think, first of all, me and Mase is super duper cool. Like, that's my brother. Just because, see, what people have to realize is this, is that Mase and myself, we have business outside of it is what it is. And because if you notice, right, where do you see Mase at outside of it is what it is? Church. You don't see Mase hanging out in nobody's club. You don't see Mase. You might bump into Mason. I was surprised. I see the video. He was shopping and the kid seen him shopping and everything. I'm like, this nigga see Mase somewhere? Because you don't see Mase nowhere.
In the
Mase
fake train.
Right. Mase mind his business. Mase get his money. Mase goes to church. Mase is a family man. He's a father, a husband, and he's great at all that. And that's Mase's life, man. And so when I get to talk to my brother, talking about Mase on the phone, and we laughing and we talking about basketball games or football or old times or anything, and then we talk about the business, so it is what it is, that's great, bro. You got to realize we are not 22 years old. We'll be like, yo, what we doing tonight? Let's go to the club. Let's do this. Let's do that. No, that's not it. That's not what we do. But as far as us being, we super cool. We can't be any cooler. This is the shit that niggas try to plant seeds. You know, and this is my problem too, Sid, as far as shit like that, right? And this the one thing that does bother me about all this shit with whoever I'm having problems with. The one thing is like the lying. the lies, man. Like, yo, I just can't stand the lies. Like, yo, because it's like this, right? It's like this. I'll give you an example. Last I could name other people I'm having a problem with. I'll just stick to Dame for now. I did an interview and they was like, yo, paid in full. You did a good job, man. He's talking about paid in full. This was like a month ago. And I was like, yo, I wouldn't have got that part without Dame. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Dame for even fighting for me to get the part. He gave me the opportunity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the truth. I'm not going to lie about it. Even if I don't get along with you today, I'm not going to lie about what happened in the past. And that's what niggas be doing. Because you mad at me or don't like me no more, don't fuck with me, they try to discredit what happened in the past. And I'll be like, yo, why are you blatantly lying? You know what I'm saying? When a nigga asks me about Paid in Full, I could have even be like, man, fuck that was my movie. Nigga got me. Shit. Who else would have did a better fucking job than me? He ain't have no choice but give me the fucking part for Paid in Full. Matter of fact, and this is the truth too. Half the shit that's in the movie wasn't even in the motherfucking script. I had to freestyle the whole shit because the script was trash. I told niggas I'm not saying that. Harlem nigga wouldn't say that. And that's the truth. I was like, these lines is whack. I wouldn't discredit, and I didn't say this, but I'm saying the shit I could say. These lines a Harlem nigga wouldn't say. You know how many fucking wardrobe people got fired because they trying to have niggas hustle on the corner with metallic blue slacks on? I say, yo, this ain't gonna cut it.
He tried to put me in a pair of lugs.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For the people that don't know, Sins in that little movie, Paid in Full too. But what I was saying was like, the people that they had doing it, and the lady, you know, it's a white lady, and she's like, no, Alpo wore these at the party that night. And so I said, yeah, he might have wore these metallic blue pants to a party, but he wasn't selling drugs in them. And I used to be like, yo, I used to tell Dave, I said, yo, Dave, I would call him because we shot majority of the movie in Canada. I'd be like, yo, bro, people gonna clown for this. I'm telling you this now, they gonna clown. And he would change it up and get it right. But the point being is, I'm like, nigga, I'm the one who told niggas not to hustle in metallic blue pants. Niggas had the whole fucking wardrobe fucked up. The script language ain't right. Like all that nigga, man, I'd be like, yo, this Kermit the Frog face ass nigga, that's not in the script. That's not, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Charles Stone as well, the director, for letting me, you know, get my point of view out. You know, Charles Stone would be like, yo, say what's in the script, Cam, and then give me your lines, what you would say. So he was, you know, a genius on that as well, because I used to be outside every day at this time. You know, I didn't have a platinum album. I had 2 albums. I still was in the middle of trying to figure out where my career was going, so it was a great time. More of the story, that ain't the question you asked. I don't be discredited in the past. And niggas be trying to rewrite history.
The biggest lesson here is that business can...
The biggest takeaway here is that business can put even the strongest friendships to the test. Situations like this are a reminder that fans rarely see everything happening behind the scenes. Most of the time, we only see short clips and headlines, while the people involved are dealing with real business decisions the public may never fully understand. That's why it's usually better to wait before jumping to conclusions. One thing that stood out to me is that 2 people can handle business differently and still respect each other. A lot of people forget that. Not every disagreement turns into a personal feud. Sometimes it's simply part of building a brand and protecting long-term opportunities. And here's a quick business fact for y'all. A successful media brand or podcast can generate millions of dollars over time through advertising, sponsorships, and licensing deals. That's exactly why protecting business relationships can be just as important as protecting personal ones. So let me ask y'all this. What's your opinion on Dame Dash's comments? Do you think he was simply sharing his honest perspective, or did his remarks create more questions than answers?